Hello everyone, this is 𝗕𝗅𝗽𝗏 with Weather Rampages, and this is your hurricane alert mode here at Weather Rampage, because we have another storm on our hands, and that is Hurricane Michael. Now, was a tropical storm yesterday. I have to keep you up to date on that because it became a tropical storm yesterday, and today is rapidly intensifying and it is now a low-end Category 1 hurricane affecting the Cuba coastline, the west-southwest Cuba coastline, and will be affecting Florida here eventually as this storm continues to move off to the north and also to the northeast as it begins to veer towards Florida. But just kind of wanted to show you this storm here as you can see here, the warnings, as I said before, for the Cuba coastline and for this general area right here. And here is the center of the storm, right in this general location here on the map, and here are the radius of winds going outside of the storm, which extends hundreds of miles or so out from the center of the storm. And hurricane warnings in effect, as you can see here in Florida. This pink area is under a hurricane watch, actually not warnings, but a watch, and that will likely turn into a hurricane warning as this storm gets closer to Florida by Wednesday. Should be coming ashore in Florida on Wednesday, somewhere between Mobile, Alabama, and somewhere on the West Florida coastline, potentially all the way down to Tampa, Florida. So just want to keep you updated on that as that continues to do that. And this is going to be a major hurricane, by the way, everyone. This is going to be a major storm. This is going to be a major weather event for Florida and for the southeast as well. In the Carolinas, you need to be watching this storm. Also, flooding rains could occur from this storm, which could again affect your location, your area. So this storm is going to be kind of a big deal as it comes in from the south. And as you can see here, for probability of tropical storm force winds, hurricane winds, anywhere from 70 to 80% here in this red shading area. This red shaded area here, and this is the greatest potential of winds here in the purple area, which is up to 100%, and around that's like 70% potential chance of seeing those winds, for the area. So just give me 1 second, everyone, as I get back to the image. Yeah, so this here is going to be quite a big storm, as some very high storm surges and waves will be coming in with the storm, and the potential is there for some very high wave heights with the storm as well. So I'm giving you these parameters and these updates on this storm right now because this is going to have a great impact on the south. And I want to show you here also, here's the projected path of the storm of Hurricane Michael, and I'm going to give you the stats on Hurricane Michael as we speak. Hurricane Michael, Monday, October 8th, 2018, 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, Intermediate Advisory 8A, National Weather Service, National Hurricane Center. Position of Hurricane Michael was located at latitude position 21.7 north and longitude position 85.1 west. And the maximum sustained winds were at 75 miles per hour, and the movement was to the north at 7 miles per hour. So this general trend is expected to continue, may even slow down a little bit by 8 a.m. Tuesday. And as you can see here, the hurricane, it moves north and then turns northwest, northwest, and by 8 p.m. Tuesday it becomes a major hurricane here. And hurricane 8 a.m. Tuesday, and by 8 p.m. Tuesday, a major hurricane, and continues to become a major hurricane and probably intensified up to Category 3 status or higher to potentially Category 4 status before it moves into the Florida coastline and then becomes a tropical storm as it moves into Florida and the Carolinas at the center of that storm. So I'm going to be keeping you updated on this storm. I want to show you some satellite images of this storm as it continues to move. As you can see here, here's the storm on satellite, courtesy of tropical tidbits. As you can see here, this storm is getting more and more symmetrical, and it is getting more and more organized. And an eye wall is almost certain with this storm to develop in the next few hours or so. And I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to show you. I'm going to zoom into this storm, and I'm going to show you here where the eye wall could potentially be developing. Right in this general location right here is where the eye wall could be potentially developing. And this eye wall looks to be like it's going to be a very large eye wall from this storm. So this is a very large storm in terms of the mass and coverage. As you can see, the storm probably covers 1,000 miles or more in width. And this is going to be, like I said, a very large storm. And what I wanted to show you here is, you see these little spiral bands right here, these little spirals here on the storm. I'm gonna zoom in so you can kind of see it a little bit better, so I can show you what I'm talking about. These little spirals here of the storm, as you can see here, I have my arrows pointing to it. These indicate where the storm is beginning to fan out. As you can see, that spiral band is coming outward from the storm, which means that this storm is beginning to breathe, which means that this storm is beginning to have a good central dense overcast, which means that this storm is intensifying, rapidly intensifying. So I would not be surprised if tomorrow this storm will be at Category 2 strength, with winds of 115 to 100, almost 125 miles per hour as it gets into the Gulf of Mexico. So that is not entirely out of the question. And as you can see here on the IR satellite imagery, you can see those colder cloud tops with the whites in the middle, and the storm beginning to breathe and span outward, which means that that is a sign of rapid intensification. And as you look here, I want to show you this. You can see the eye wall already beginning to develop here. You can see the eye wall already beginning to develop with this storm right about here. Right here. The eye wall is already developing with this storm. So if you live in Florida, if you live on the West Florida, Northwest Florida coastline, you need to be preparing for this storm, and also Georgia and the southeast and the Carolinas for the storm as well, as the storm continues to move to the north and then eventually into Florida, making landfall. Now I'm going to show you another satellite image of this storm. Actually, let's see. I have another satellite image of this storm. Let's see. What do we have? I want to show you what the true color satellite looks like, because I think it's a good representation of what this storm looks like. Okay. Here it goes, right about here.
So overall, I mean, the time is now. We definitely start preparing to get to much like tomorrow. And in fact, Florida's governor is now asking for pre-landfall disaster declaration from the site.
This forming that eye wall. It's about to cave in.
And my direction is emergency operations center activated to level 1 at 7 a.m. Which means the state emergency response team.
Here's the natural color images, which is a beautiful color imagery, showing the true color of the storm. And you can see, like I said before, you can see this over here. Right there, right there, you see where there is collapsing mechanism inside the center of that thing, which means that the eyeball is developed. So I'll keep you updated on this storm. This is going to be a very intense hurricane, and this will be one of the second most intense hurricanes of the season behind Florence.
60% of limit for the long-sized hat. I can experience.
This is A'Dam Weather Rampage. as it continues.